as a Rotarian and working at Lord Fairfax Community College in student life for years, I had always wanted for our staff to be able to create an opportunity for students to do something abroad, like an alternative spring break trip or some sort of mission trip. And that's really tough at a community college level because we only have them for 2 years, and that requires a lot of work and a lot of dedication, a lot of fundraising. But as a Rotarian, how many of you all know Kathy Cantor? Yes. So Kathy, she's in my club, and she always talked about Jamaica, and she's always going to Jamaica, like 3 times a year, and doing this dental mission trip and this eye clinic stuff. And I half paid attention for a few years, and then all of a sudden I started to perk up and be like, wait a minute, we have a dental hygiene club at LFCC. Kathy keeps talking about dental mission trips. Maybe this is an opportunity to create this experience for our students to give back at LFCC. So in May of 2016, we had a new dental hygiene class coming in. And our dental hygiene program at LFCC, we only take 18 students every 2 years. And again, being a community college, a 2-year college, having most students for only 2 years, it's really hard to capture an audience. By the time they get involved, they only have a year left, and then that leaves you no time to fundraise. So I had a group of students that were kind of a captive audience, right? So I went to the dental hygiene orientation and told these students about Rotary. I told them about Rotaract, and then I told them about this potential mission trip that we could work towards. And of course, all 18 of them were on board at first, because that sounds awesome, right? Yeah, sure, we'll go to Jamaica in 2 years, let's do the work. But when reality sets in, the program is very tough, it's very time consuming. We ended up with 4 students, and this would not have been made possible without Rotary support. We received support throughout the entire district to make this trip happen, raised money over the 2 years, did fundraising, and again, Rotarians stepping up and just helping us fund this. So I wanted to show you what we were able to accomplish with your support, but then also tell you a little bit about the students, what we're planning this May. Oh, there we go. So we had Lacey, Jessica, and Dane and Uswa went on the trip, and Kathy and Byron, of course, were with us. They graduated from the dental hygiene program on May 12th of 2018, and 3 days later, we got on a plane and flew to Jamaica for a week to do our mission work. And again, Rotary made this possible. We did several different fundraisers. We had t-shirts made up that Rotarians bought. We did an online jewelry auction. We sent out donation letters, and then of course club donations, and we hosted holiday parties. This is a picture of us. One of the days we were able to go to the St. Paul's Primary School. It was an amazing experience. You're in the middle of nowhere in Jamaica, and it's this old building that is probably the size of this building total, but it's divided into 5 classrooms, and the walls don't go to the ceiling. They're just like half walls, and you have kindergarten here, 1st grade there, 2nd grade, and you can hear each other, like the teachers talking over each other, but the students were just amazing and happy and excited to see us and for us to be there. And what our students did was provide dental education and general screening. So they weren't able to actually clean teeth at the school. We didn't have the running water, the electric and things like that, but they would refer students to a local clinic if it felt necessary. So the first day we got to Jamaica, we stayed at the Travelers Lodge in Negral, Jamaica. Travelers Lodge is ran by Winston, and he's on another slide. I cannot remember his last name right now, but Winston. He is a Rotarian, and the Negral Rotarian, amazing gentleman. And when I pitched this idea to students in 2016, I sold it to them as, we're going to be sleeping in tents, you're going to live off grub, and you're not going to have any running water. And they're like, okay, we'll still go. So that made it really nice by the time we got there. Travelers Lodge is not Sandals Resort all-inclusive, but I tell you what, it was very nice considering what I prepared them for. And they roll out the red carpet. As all of you all know, Rotary is an amazing worldwide connection. No matter where you travel, if you meet a Rotarian, you instantly trust them, right? Or you instantly have something in common. You instantly are just cheerleaders for each other, and that's what Winston did for us. I mean, they rolled out the red carpet, and his staff was amazing. And we used their upstairs banquet room, which was probably double the size of this room. And we had 2 mobile chairs that we had, so we had to set up a clinic, a dental clinic. One of the chairs was donated or was paid for by a district grant in like 2011, I think, and then the other chair was paid by the Winchester Rotary Club right before we left. So we were able to have 2 chairs for 4 students, which was perfect because they got to, it was 2 teams, and we got to do double the work because we had 2 chairs. Sorry, wrong one. So we served our students cleaned 120 individuals' teeth during that week in the makeshift clinic that we had. This is a little kid that came in, they were cleaning. It was absolutely adorable. I loved it. There was even a hospitality school that came in one day. So in Negral, this hospitality school, there was probably 30 students. And from what I understand, these are students that are not necessarily trouble, or they're just not in the regular school, right? So they've been put in this pipeline to do some sort of hospitality work. And part of that is just going to hospitality school. And they came one day and our students cleaned their teeth, and they were super awesome and nice and thankful. There's Dane cleaning a young lady's teeth. And this is a little bit more about St. Paul's Primary. We did 125 children at St. Paul's we did screenings for. They were absolutely adorable, and it was really funny. We had 3 women and then Dane. They were obsessed with Dane. I mean, a white male from America, I mean, he was it. They just like, it's that whole stereotype. He's powerful, right? And they would line up and Uswa would be sitting there, hey guys, I'm free. And like, no, we want Dane. And I'm like, but Uswa's really nice. And so it was just funny to watch, and we got a good laugh out of that. Dane was the man on campus. So he loved that. Here it is again, them doing the screenings. So Winston is the gentleman holding the Rotary flag there. Kathy and Byron have been, again, going to Jamaica for years and working with Winston. But this day, they presented him with a Rotary flag. His hotel, the Travelers Lodge, again, highly recommend that you go and stay there, say you're a Rotarian. But outside the hotel, he has all these flag poles, probably like 10, representing all different countries. After we presented this flag, when we left that day, Rotary was flying in the middle. So that was really awesome. Winston founded the Negral Education Environmental Trust program, the NEAT program. Do you all remember us doing a raffle as a district years ago for like iPads for NEAT? So we were there and able to actually see this in person, and the NEAT program consists of, I think it's 100 students that they select for an 8-week program, and every Saturday they have to come to Winston's hotel, come into that banquet room where we were set up, and they're there for several hours doing leadership training, mentorship, and we just got to sit there and watch it and be a part of it, and they just did some amazing leadership growth things with these students. And what it is once the students, the kids have to come with their parents, and these kids are struggling, they don't have a lot, and so if they complete this program and learn how to be upstanding citizens and leaders in their community, they'll leave with that iPad. That's the incentive. They each get an iPad, and they were amazing kids. So the Rotaract and the Rotary connection was evident in Negral. As soon as we got there, the second evening, I think, we went to a Rotaract meeting. And it's a lot different than our Rotaract meetings. We met at a pizza parlor, and we sat around a big table, and they're Rotaractors, it's the traditional up to age 30, but they're not in college. They're working in their profession, and just instant friends, instant friendships. We sat around talking for hours. And my favorite story is one evening, towards the end of the week, we wanted to go out to eat, and I was like, hey, meet us at Margaritaville. And we got there first, and then the Rotaract guys showed up, and they said, ma'am, we don't want to be rude. Of course, in their very thick accents, I can barely understand. They said, but why would you come to Jamaica and eat at an American chain restaurant? And I looked at him, I was like, I don't know, the bus brought us here from the hotel. He's like, why don't we get in our car, and I'll take you downtown, like a mile away, to a restaurant that tastes like my mom's home cooking. And I was like, okay. So we all get in the car. all of us shoved into like a little Ford Focus. In hindsight, it wasn't a smart decision as the adults that were supposed to be responsible, but we got there safely. It was only a mile away, but they do things different in Jamaica. We were all like piled on top of each other. But we sat at that restaurant for 4 hours that night. It wouldn't have been anything I would have stopped at on my own. You know, it's kind of like, looks like a shack and you wouldn't go in, right? Any other time. But it was absolutely amazing. We shared our life stories. We talked about our education systems, how we raise our families, and we have a lot of similarities. And so that was amazing. Again, the Rotaract connection. So here's a quote from Jessica. It was life-changing. As Americans, we tend to take things for granted. We were actually changing people's lives by correcting their oral behavior. It helped patients connect the dots from their overall health to their oral health, sorry. Jessica had one gentleman come into the clinic one day, and he was probably in his mid-20s, and he had this horrible stain on his tooth. And she didn't ask where he got it from or what he was doing, but you know, he came in, he didn't smile at all, and he's like, well, I got this stain, but it's never gonna come out. And she worked and worked and worked and got the stain out. Wow. And he just left with the biggest smile on his face. Like, he would not stop smiling. He's like, I never thought that would happen. And that seems really small and trivial, but if you think about your confidence and what that means to each one of us and how we feel confident in ourselves, something that little can make a big difference. Plus, it's our overall health. And in Negral, just to give you an idea, the population is about 10,000, and there's one dentist. So you don't go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned. That doesn't happen. You go to you barely go to the dentist. I mean, we met people that they actually pull their own teeth. If they have an abscess tooth, they pull their own teeth, right? So that's what we're working with here. And Lacey was amazing. She is a mom of 2 little kids. I want to say she's 30 or late 20s. And this was the first time she had ever gone overnight, more than one night, without her kids. So she was absolutely terrified of this trip. She was nervous. She had never traveled out of the country, and it was just amazing. She got to FaceTime her kids every night, and just to see her confidence, and it clicked with her that, listen, it's okay to leave my kids for a week because of what I'm doing. And when we were arriving home at Baltimore on the plane, she was sitting next to me, and she's like, I'm not going to get to see my kids tonight because by the time we land and I drive home, it'll be past their bedtime, they'll be asleep, so I won't get to see them in the morning. Well, we got off the plane, and her husband had drove their kids up to Baltimore and surprised them at the luggage. Aww. And oh my God, we all just started bawling, crying, because they had these signs. They made these signs that were like, we're so proud of you, Mommy. Thanks for helping the kids. And oh, I lost it. And she was just so excited. It was beautiful. These are the 3 students. One is missing. We have 4 that are working to go to Jamaica this May of 2020. So we definitely plan to go. We've almost reached our fundraising goal. We were in charge of the Route 11 Yard Crawl fundraiser at LFCC this past August, where we raised a lot of money. We have gotten some very generous donations from other Rotary clubs and Rotarians throughout the entire district, and we're really proud of that. So we are planning to do the same thing this May, and we just wanted to make you aware of that. Are there any other great stories I left out? It was just a great trip. I got to go to a Rotary club, the Negral Rotary Club, and that's ridiculous because it's on top of a bar. The time of the night, the sun is setting. Yeah, well, that wasn't the ridiculous, but the sun is setting, and the president is like standing there, and there's no window, so it's just open, and all you see is the ocean and a lighthouse and the sun setting, and I'm like, no one's listening to this guy talk. Like, we're sitting around, like people are taking shots, and I'm like, how does this boat get anything accomplished with this view? But I guess it's just like us, you know, once you live here, the mountains don't distract you as much, right, when you're used to it, so I guess that doesn't distract them. It was an amazing experience. Again, it would not have been possible without Rotarians. Highly encourage you to visit Negral, Jamaica, and stay at the Travelers Lodge. It's really great, and there's just wonderful people there. So.
Awesome.
Yeah, what questions? Does anybody have any questions for us?